is the Diary of a Lady Band Director podcast, brought to you by the Passion Is Network.
Mark Martin and Marcus Alexander Neal, aka Balloon. Yes, I had to say your whole God-given name because people don't know. We go way back, Mark, and I feel like this is a bunch of symphonians. I guess Byron Burger Brooks. I'm gonna use people God-given names. You know, your mama named Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. So, one, welcome to the show. I have to be honest. This show I've been thinking about for a little bit, but I was trying to figure out who would be a good panel for this because this panel need to be diverse. It need to be strong-minded people. I don't want a bunch of yes people that are like, I agree. Yeah, so Berg will be on later. Tori is out being great. So we got 3 out of 4 symphonians potentially being on. I don't know. Y'all cut up, especially Marcus Alexander Neal. Because one, no, don't do that. Don't do that. First of all, let me tell y'all. I had to change my name to Slim Shady because people used to call me Eminem. They used to say I'm crazy. I'm a little crazy sometimes for that reason, but I'm kind of genius too. I'm good crazy. Mark is my intellectual counterpart. We didn't meet until last summer. Just to give y'all an idea, we didn't meet until last summer. And I said, I gotta meet Mark in person. So I got on a plane. And first of all, y'all know I don't bang with planes. Yes. I don't bang with planes like Baloo don't bang with thunderstorms.
Correct. We feel lightning. I can't be outside during a storm. I'm fine indoors. I'm fine in the car. I cannot be outside.
I don't really bang with planes. I just don't. It has nothing to do with I just like it. I don't like the whole experience. So if I come visit you, and I was in Sugar Land, Texas, is that where I was, Mark?
Yeah.
Your kids tearing up stuff. See, those babies, I love them babies, but I feel like they about to show out because you on live. I love them babies. Yeah. They my favorite babies. But I got on a plane. I went to a conference. Mark is a true ally. Let me tell y'all, he's a true ally of anything music education, and particularly women. He might be one of the first men to be a part of the Women Band Directors International as a paid member. And you know what? I bang with that because you know what? We've been paying dues, us women, to organizations that people don't even want us to do anything other than take notes. So the fact that you are an ally in a sense, not just in word, but in money, like you my dog for life. I went to Sugar Land. It was hot in Texas. It was hot as hell in Texas. Listen, y'all, it was hot. But
it wasn't hot.
Texas and Maryland humidity, guess who has a higher humidity? Blue, you about to learn something today. Maryland has a higher humidity than Texas. Look it up. You muted, Baloo. You talking to yourself.
I didn't do that.
You ain't do that. I didn't do that.
But I mean, that's a fact I know about because of the Chesapeake Bay. But it also depends on what part of Texas you're at.
Yeah, Houston a little bit far from my hometown. You go to my hometown, it's 90% or better almost every day.
So pound for pound, Maryland has a higher humidity rate than Texas because we got a little state, but most of the state is the Chesapeake Bay. Right. You know anything about water, and we below sea level, like anything by the bay is below sea level. When it starts to cook up here, it cooked. And your butt cheek be sweating in band camp. And your neck be sweating. And if you fat, I pray for you. Because you're going to lose a couple of pounds in water. And if you're skinny, you might just disappear. So, I went to Texas. I met Mark. I met Brock. And they had me crying at his dinner table. And he pulled out All Star. See, they're my babies. I love these babies. Most well-mannered babies. But they gave me seafood, had fresh fried fish. I ain't talking about from the store. I'm talking about Mark was filleting fish outside and putting it straight from the ocean into the deep fry. I said, Mark trying to make me move to Texas. But I'm not moving because it's hot. And I don't need to move from hot to hot. I need to go a different direction. So we got my good bro, Mark Martin. And we got my husband's LB, my brother, my big brother, Baloo the Bear, Marcus Alexander Neal. Listen, I'm going to say something because this is about as heartfelt as it's going to get. Baloo, I named my son. My son's middle name is from Marcus Alexander Neal. So if you want to know the inspiration of my son's middle name, because I needed him to have a little bit of ratchetness in him. And I said, if I just put that middle name there, he going to play trombone. And he playing trombone. And he got just a little LOB in him. And I like it. I like it. And his daughter and my son going to get married. But we're not going to talk about that tonight. So let me get to I got to, first of all, do my little line. Welcome to Diary of a Lady Band Director, the only woman podcast on air that talks about everything band and music education, all from the view of me, a woman. As usual, we love sharing the stage with our dedicated viewers. So we encourage dialogue and we encourage constructive dialogue. I ain't gonna say we gonna be ratchet. I'm just gonna say I like independent thinkers, and Mark is one. And I know damn sure Marcus Alexander Neal is one. And hopefully Berger come on. We know he's opinionated too. So let's start. Night of the Living Bandheads. First of all, shout out to Jay, Julian, Luke behind the scenes. Another bruh who did my artwork. And I looked at that joint. I said, that's kind of cold with the little zombies all over the place. Is the marching band market oversaturated? I have been reading on social media all this over and over again. People like another battle of the bands. We still marching in February. We got a gym battle. It's parade season. Now I'm enough to admit Mark is the only person that I will ever blatantly admit checked me about the marching band parade season. He did, because he's from Texas. See, we can't fathom that season because it get cold just as much as it get hot up here. And I want you dare have a marching band in January in the DMV and see how, look, I did it 2 years. You can't do it. Never again. Never again. So if you from the South,
hey, we U of H, we went to that bowl game in Shreveport and it was below zero and our horns froze and I was like, I'm never moving to the north ever because this is too much.
But we love it up here. But let me tell you, Let me tell you right now, I did one parade. I used to do the MLK parade up here with middle school. I had a middle school marching band. So anybody want to check me like, oh, you don't like marching band? I was doing middle school marching band in a place where that doesn't even happen. Nobody thinks about it. I was at one of them KIPP schools and I had like 80 kids in marching band. Let me tell you how it snowed. They said rain, sleet, or snow. Rain or shine, right? Snow is just a subsidiary of rain. And it snowed from the moment we got off the bus to the moment we made it to the end of the parade. As soon as the drum line started to strike up a cadence, all the tonal bass drums, because you know we up in the DMV, you know we like our tonals. We want sound on the bass line. Them deads, we ain't doing the deads. Don't you look at me like that, Mark. I'm picking on you today. This is my show. I'm picking on you. Cool. Cool. Them joints popped in tonal sequence. Poosh. The drum heads popped as they went down the line. I went the whole parade with no bass drums. They popped like popcorn. I said, never again will I do something like this. So
if you had non-tonals, that wouldn't have happened.
You ain't been up here, Mark. You keep trying to act like you're not gonna come up here. I came down there, Mark. Tell the baby. Baby want to come to DMV. Want to see some.
You know, my wife. My sister-in-law live up there in Maryland.
I know. Stop avoiding us. It's cool. You know. We'll tell you what tight sides of the town to stay away from. So anyway, I gotta get to the questions because I'm running my mouth, and people want to hear. All right, so I'm gonna start with small talk. First question is there really room for the little guy? Small programs in the current band culture. Now, CIWA is currently in Baltimore right now. They had a battle of the bands today. Is there room for the little guy to thrive in the current band culture? And you can put the church finger up because I know, Mark, you are a believer. So whoever want to go. I think he done hit that frozen that.
Oh, I mean, I'll go. I mean, yeah. I mean, being that, I came up in a small band, I agree. There is a place for us. It's just that whether or not people want to accept it, that's the biggest thing. Because they love to quickly say, "Oh, I know a high school that can play better than that." Like, I grow. First off, grow up. Okay, grow up. Understand demographics. Everybody's not going to have the same resources. Okay, same thing when it comes to sports. You can't expect. I can't expect you. The northern places don't really respect some of the. I don't even want to say south. Let's just say rural areas, right? Because they're not as urban as other areas, right? So I wouldn't expect great basketball talent to come out of let's say Wichita, Kansas, as opposed to Brooklyn, New York. So and they feel the same way about band talent. There's no way somebody from Secularville, New Jersey can be cold on their instrument. Like, come on, man. So yeah, it's just amazing to me. That's all that people have that mindset.
So, like, I'm glad you said that. Like, we don't understand that musicianship is an individualized thing first. Like, before you in a band, you learn how to play as an individual. Like, your talent and how talented you are is an individual thing. I do believe that being in a high caliber program will yield you to develop faster. I absolutely believe that. But I don't believe that talent is exclusive to a region. That's just stupid, because that's like saying that genetically everybody is creating the same caliber of musician. And that, listen, I'll reserve my talk. Mark, the question is, do you think there's room for the little guy?
Oh man, yeah. They don't take many to do plenty. You know what I'm saying? I done had little bands that then came through and did some damage, and I had big bands that then lost. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? I remember Craigmont. They came out of nowhere a couple of years back. They were small, but if you really remember back, Detroit Osborne. I remember they used to roll with a 30 piece, and I remember being in high school like, ooh, we had like in high school we had like 230 in our band, but we used to always look on the internet for what Detroit Osborne was gonna be doing. So it don't take that many.
Listen, that dirty 30 is real. That's why I like Pep Band. Because Pep Band is when you could trim all the fat. Me and Baloo know you trim all the horn holders. And when you're a little school, I personally think that your horn holders stand out more. I think because you can't cover them up with a wall of sound. Like one person cranking is gonna sound like one person cranking. 10 people cranking is gonna have a different impact, even if 3 people sitting back there chilling on the other side. And so when we talk about size, sometimes I'm like, you gotta understand, I can be killing it on my horn, but if I'm a section of 5 and only 2 of us killing it, that's 3 people that's not contributing. So you can't tell me. You can't. Trouble done entered the damn room. Trouble.
Damn, I'm trouble. I thought I was cooler than that. I ain't trouble.
Burger done entered the room. I'm gonna call you Byron.
The truth.
Man, Jesus.
The truth.
Man, Jesus.
The truth.
It's real funny because we call Marcus Blue up here the band father. You band Jesus. I feel like I got a bunch of civil rights people on the screen. I got Malcolm X. I ain't gonna say
that means you got a bunch of people up here that tell the truth, and if they don't tell the truth, they wouldn't be up here because I'm knowing you all.
I don't tell the truth no more. I keep all my truth to myself.
I'm telling the truth.
You alive?
Guess what? When they get a chance, they're gonna tell the truth on you. So guess what? I'm telling the truth every rep now. I don't even care no more. Nobody like me, and I don't care.
So the question, welcome to the stage, Byron Burger Brooks, Band Jesus himself. The question on the stage, we're talking about is the band market oversaturated. And I'm warming up because I'm gonna cause trouble on an off the cuff. Do you think that there's room for the little guy in the current band culture?
Yeah, because a lot of the big bands doing it totally wrong. So like, I don't know. I just kind of look at it like some of the big bands ain't doing the right shit. So maybe we need to get a little guy a chance because it's just the name behind a lot of these cats. They can't teach shit. They just got the right size band in front of them. Everybody love cosmetics and the look of shit, but that don't mean it's always sounding the best. So if you good, you can go wherever. The size of your band don't matter.
A lot of times people hear with their eyes, you know what I'm saying? They don't hear with their ears.
They hear with relationship. So like I'll criticize this band, but because my partner been having shit over here for 20 years, I'm not gonna criticize them because that's my partner and I don't want to fuck up that relationship. So even though he been shitting over here for a long time, I'm gonna criticize the other guy because I don't really know him like that. See, I don't got no picks and chooses. You my partner, you doing some poo shit, I'm gonna say you doing some poo shit. That's the difference with me. Relationship don't matter to me.
We call that profiling. They professing, but they lying at the same time. I profess that this band is the best band I ever heard. I was like, you ain't heard a lot of bands. That's that.
Man, listen, they do it all. I think about in the HBCU game period, right? Like, if a nigga from, let's just throw a smaller group out there, could be the best horn player in the world. If he have an opinion on band, niggas will push him all the way out because his college band was small. But that don't mean nothing because some of the best players come from the smaller programs because they don't have time to fake. You got 50 baritones. You could have 25 niggas ain't blowing their nose. But when you come from the smaller program, everybody got to be with it. Everybody got to be with the shits.
That's facts.
So we got people from various band sizes up here.
I'm telling you, I know some poor niggas that went to some cool colleges and went and got that letter or that I ain't gonna name them because they already say I don't like their school. So trust me, the school don't matter. If you can play, you can go sit in any band room anywhere.
Quan done entered the chat. Jesus, who sent him a link? I don't even remember sending Quan a link. This is Julian Dirty. Julian done sent the link to only person up here is not find me out, but I don't even care because y'all truth tellers and I'm here for it. So the general consensus is that there's room for the little guy. Off the cuff question. So why do we act like the little guy can't do shit? Why do we act like that then? Because
a lot of times the little guy don't say much though. You got to realize that too. A lot of the little guys, they working. So they ain't really got time to talk about it. You're going to see it in their product. Some of the bigger guys just run their mouth so they stay relevant. It ain't necessarily that they better. They just run their mouth more.
Seen it. Quan, welcome. Welcome to violence.
What's up, fam?
Quan has entered the chat. Quan, you have the floor.
So first of all, Berg, I ain't never met you, but hey, gumbo on me when we catch up.
Yes,
everything
sir.
you say is true. You know what I'm saying? The truth is you have a lot of people that go to these prestigious or larger HBCUs and they get the letters and then they assimilate because that program has a history of being great. They assimilate that they're being great. When the truth is, if we just gonna be honest, through the majority of HBCU bands, there's just a few outstanding players per era, but they have a lot of part players. And it's okay if you're a part player. You know what I'm saying? But everybody want to be that cold person. Everybody want to be that, super screamer or so forth and so on. Bro, if you a dirty third, play your part. You know what I'm saying? Now to your question is the HBCU market oversaturated? It is oversaturated from the sense of people who don't understand the culture. And so then they just bandwagon to the top 3 or top 5 HBCUs that you see around. That's why I root for the Morgans. I root for the Savannah States. I root for the Wilberforces. You know what I'm saying? So those are the schools, honestly, that if we supported HBCU bands as a whole, we would have a better market. It's no different than from the Dallas Cowboys. They have the loudest fans, but we know the outcome every year. So at the end of the day, at the end of the day, we need to support bands across the board. And I do agree with what the panel said if you have an outstanding or credible player or credible band director, because you don't see the size of that band program, then you discredit them. And let me be honest, bro. At the end of the day, teaching will always supersede hype, because you could fake only so long and then you will be exposed.
Listen, I just we just had Mardi Gras ended in New Orleans, right? So, man, Wilberforce, Central State came down here. Man, when I tell you Central State is fucking phenomenal, like, bruh, Central State is phenomenal. And the band director, he ain't really with all that rah-rah. Because I love my boy over at Wilberforce. But boy, the ass kicking he put on Wilberforce at that Mardi Gras parade, my boy is lucky they ain't got no footage of that. Central State is phenomenal, and Central State gonna stay in their lane and do them. A lot of bands like to come out their comfort zone and try to compete, but Central State stood in their lane and did them. So the small bands most definitely, and I wouldn't even say smaller program. Central State just sound fucking amazing.
But I do say this. I'm gonna have to go back because we still having band practice. We're doing inventory. I do say this though. We need to have a battle of the band for those smaller band programs though, because they need to be advertised and marketed as well. The truth is, everybody may not even be compatible or even like larger programs. Some people need that 100-piece band where they can get that one-on-one time to develop their musicianship even better than what it is. But schools like Wilberforce and schools that don't get talked about, because here's the truth, and I'll end with this. The South is where you have a lot of historical Black colleges in the South, and the truth is, the SWAC at the end of the day have the top 5 marching bands like that are known and marketable. But there's other schools. That's why I'm happy I know Julian, because Norfolk is the truth. So these are some schools, Savannah State, Morgan. They need to be advertised better than honestly what they have done in the past.
So I got a little follow-up. And I don't know if Mark is frozen. He is frozen in his straight Malcolm X pose. Like, I said, this is a Black History moment for band. Because I swear to goodness, we got the truth tellers. These are like the civil rights movement for a band right now. What's crazy is, I'm glad someone said it, like, because one of the things I see is people always say, well, if we have a battle of bands for this group or whatever, ain't nobody coming. That's what I always hear. And coming from the North, people say we not coming. You dumb, because we travel down there. What you think we're gonna do if we could just get out our house and get on the metro?
Not my chill.
What do you think we're gonna do if we can get out our house and take an Uber 5 minutes down the street? We coming because we traveling. One, the North got money, and we got money. We got like old Black money up here. Like Atlanta, I'm sorry, y'all new money. We got old generational. All my grandma went to college. My mother went to college. All my cousins went to college, and they went to Howard. And Howard's like $70,000 a year to go. So that tells you.
I wouldn't even say that. I would say, oh, my aunt worked for the government. My mom worked for the government. Everybody works for the government. Everybody works for the government.
He a GS-17 making $250,000 a year. We can get on a plane. So what you think we're gonna do if you give us something up here? Oh, we coming. But I don't know. Why do y'all think people think there's no support from like a small school? Like if you come from a small band program, to me, that doesn't equate that your school's small. Like I'm gonna say Morgan. Morgan's not a small school. Like people ain't never been to Morgan. But if you ever been up here, Morgan's not a small school. It's almost a town now. It's literally on its way to being like College Park, a town.
Yeah, I want to say when we first got there, we were like pushing 5,000. Now, within the last at least 4 years, they're on the cusp of 10,000, if not more. So we're definitely we're growing. We're definitely growing, especially all these new dorms. So people, Krystal, she's not lying. Like when people come up here to visit, they be like, "Oh, okay, I had no idea."
They think it's the wire.
I mean, like
for campus.
Well, they still got that going on up there too, though. But Baltimore is Baltimore.
Every city, though, every city. If you go to Jacksonville, Mississippi, there's gonna be debauchery in most urban areas somewhere. That's how they were designed. We ain't gonna get into a Black History moment today, brother. Mark Malcolm X Martin. We are not gonna talk about that today because I know Mark got the facts. But
he could talk. He could talk on it. Believe me when I say.
I don't know, Mark. Why do you think people won't support it? Like, I don't know.
People are only going to support. First of all, people are only going to support what they see. I mean, a marching band usually, especially in the HBCU, is going to be the most visible unit on campus, right? It's going to usually be the largest unit of people on campus. It's going to be bigger than the football team, bigger than the basketball team, bigger than all this other stuff, right? So with that being said, in the South, at least I can speak for us. In the South, we market our marching bands a lot more because they're more important to our universities. When I think Howard, I don't think marching band. I think Howard University, right? I think about the school. When I think Southern and Texas Southern, although I mean Texas Southern, I mean we #1 in almost every academic program. Just saying. But whenever I think about Texas Southern, I think about the Ocean of Soul. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the most visible unit. I don't know what's going on in the North to where people are not, like Quan said, advertising as they should, because I've been pleasantly surprised. I met some people from when I went to FAMU band camp with my students one time, met some phenomenal musicians, played in the director's ensemble, right? I met the Morgan State boys up there. You know, what's his name? Oh, with the slippers and the glasses. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about, Krystal. What's his name? Oh man, he at Morgan State right now too. Right now, ain't he? Oh, I think you muted.
Hold on. Who are you talking about with slippers and glasses? Blue? Bandfather.
No.
Who are we talking about?
No,
slippers
it's
and
not
glasses?
him. It's not him.
We
was talking about him. We was talking about him when we was.
Is it he a trombone player?
Oh man, what's his name? I can't remember his name to say my. It's on my tip of my tongue. Oh,
it sounds like it's Matt Thompson.
No, but we was talking about him. We was talking about him when you was down here.
Oh. How old are they?
He older than me. He about Krystal age, probably around. I think y'all the same.
I'm
offended
about Krystal age. Listen, you
we
can't.
know you.
I mean, look, you ain't that much older than me.
25, Miss Krystal. Don't even worry about it.
Thank you, Burger.
We know what it's heading for.
Nah, but that being said, I mean, look at Deontay Kennedy. Man, where he from? Livingstone.
Detroit.
Like
he went to Livingstone.
He a nasty trumpet player.
He can play.
Nasty trumpet player.
But I wouldn't have known about Livingstone. I wouldn't have known about Livingstone at all had I not known Deontay Kennedy, right? So we kind of got this braggadocious like attitude. I mean, I almost said something I didn't want to say. Let me rephrase. Let me start over. A lot of times in the South, you see more of the band director than you see the band.
Ooh.
Basically,
and that band director personality is going to bleed over, right? So if you got a real strong personality as a band director, when you think about the Doc Greggs, the Benjamin Butlers, and people like that, they had these big personalities. I'm not going to name anybody current right now, but if you look out there, you will see more of that band director counting, doing this, than you see the actual band playing. Then you see the actual dancer. So people, like he said, people follow who they respect, right? Or who they have that relationship with.
No, it ain't got anything to do with respect. They follow who they think is popular because they want to ride the coattails. But I don't give a fuck about all that. If you're doing some shit,
who they see,
we do a very good job of doing that. Even my band program, a lot of times, my most famous band was my 2020 band. My most viral band was that 2020 band, but they weren't my best band. Put it like that. They most viral band. We got millions of views for that band, but I knew I had to market and sell that program a lot more than I had to sell that 120 piece Beaumont United band, right? So with that being said, we do a way better job of doing that for whatever reason. For whatever reason, we do a way better job down here doing it.
Oh no, why? I can give my opinion. Blue, why do you think, like, let's just say North versus South, like as far as advertising band, what are the things that makes it different for us versus the South? I have my opinion, but this y'all the panel.
What advertising? You mean like far as like for
promoting?
It's a mindset. I mean, we can be honest. We talking about from our band program. Mr. Miles didn't really want us to. I'm trying to think what's the word. So he didn't even want you to advertise for another company during rehearsal. He didn't want you wearing Nike. He didn't want you wearing Under Armour because he said, "Oh, because you're a walking billboard."
Or letters.
That's another story. He wanted you to wear Morgan paraphernalia, because of that, and he was a real big stickler on that. I think that was probably. I'm assuming, but I think that was part of the reason why it took so long for us to finally switch over to Under Armour for the band shirts they wear under the uniforms. But I get it.
Under Armour is a Baltimore company, y'all. I want y'all to understand.
I mean, now the university is sponsored by Under Armour, so that's different. But I mean, he was really big on branding, and like some things you agree with, some things you disagree with. Like I get it, One thing people will say about Melvin Miles, you literally love him or you hate him, but you cannot deny the life lessons he taught you go a long way. So he was like, if they're not paying you, they're like, why are you promoting them? So I think that's probably why we didn't do a whole lot of things. And it's unfortunate, because like you said, because people don't see us. For the longest time, the running joke was we don't go past Virginia. Like that was literally a running joke. It was so bad.
It's not money, y'all. Like that's the kicker.
I just feel like y'all be. I just feel like y'all be. Go ahead, Bird.
I just think the bands up north gonna continue to do them, dog. They don't care about the opinions down south like much like that. Like
that's true. That's very true.
I think they don't feel like that they need to come to the south to be validated. Like they feel like, listen, we good. We ain't trying to prove nothing to them niggas. And I'm pretty sure the south feel the same way. Like, you know what I'm saying? It don't really matter. Like, we gonna do us, they're gonna continue to do them. And if we meet, we meet. If not, it is what it is.
I can't necessarily say that. It's about the South at least, because South travel everywhere. You know, you're gonna see us in a Macy's parade. You're gonna see it. I mean, Ted Southern, we go to Howard historically. I mean, we ain't played in a long time. Every time we played Howard, we was up there, right? We went to Morris Brown. We gonna go to the East Coast. We gonna do all that. Southern, they gonna go to Las Vegas. I mean, I remember 2003, North Carolina A&T met Southern in Las Vegas. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is, this is how I feel. My feelings are my feelings, so don't get mad at me about my feelings. But a lot of times, I think those Northern band directors think they, we don't, like Berger said, we don't need that. We better. Like, they proper. You know what I'm saying? We from the South, man. We country. We loud. We in your face. We don't, I sound like this, but please believe I know a lot of stuff. But I sound like this, and I'm not going to change how I sound. You see what I'm saying? So when people hear me, they be like, oh, man, that's country. But at the same time, I just look at y'all as being up here. You know what I'm saying? Well, we kind of down here, on I'm not saying that playing or my value. I'm just saying how it appears. Like y'all don't want to come down here and mess with these peasants down here and all. Well, we get a lot of that from the East too. I ain't gonna lie. Some of them green and orange boys be trying to treat us like peasants now, but they in the swag now.
First of all, y'all know they treat everybody like peasants. They have equal opportunity. FAMU gonna FAMU. Hi, this is my future daughter-in-law. Hello, how are you, sweetie?
But I can remember being at Florida A&M, wearing my Texas Southern backpack, and I'm just sitting back in the cut. I don't talk too much, and I'm watching them trying to teach the drill and stuff. I'm like, oh, they ain't doing it right. I'm playing, but they look, oh, you from Texas Southern, this and this. But when I took my horn out and played, they were like, hold on, I remember you from the consortium. That's you? Oh, right. Because they see Texas Southern South, we don't know what we doing. We can't play and all the other stuff. We don't have concert bands. We do have concert bands. We have all that stuff. But our most visible unit are those parades. Maybe it got something to do with the fact that y'all don't do parades because it's too cold. Like you said, we going to be out there. We going to be at the Mardi Gras. We going to be everywhere.
I'm glad you said that.
He mentioned Central State, right? Look, they came down and showed up. I did see some clips of them. And I was like, all right. But they came down. We saw them.
The elephant in the room to me
They've been coming down.
Is weather. Like people, first of all, band ninjas, because I gotta watch because I represent state stuff. So someone will be ready to turn me in real quick. They don't want the system to
record, and you gotta go to school Monday with a whole
will be like quick. Oh man, y'all just making excuses. No, have you ever been in weather where your foot is numb from the bottom of your shoe? That was that Hampton game for me my freshman year.
I was literally about to say Hampton. It's always Hampton game.
That was the most ridiculous level of cold. And we're from a place where it used to snow. I don't think we have an ozone layer anymore, y'all. But that ain't gone. We ain't got no ozone layer.
Like, she's not lying.
Snow in 5 years. Like real snow.
It's cold, man. Like, come
you don't
November,
understand,
man.
You can't haze a ninja into being able to adapt to cold because your body goes in survival mode. And first of all, you about a whole step flat when it's that cold. So nothing sound good. If you play brass, your mouth on that mouthpiece, I don't care how much you put that joint in your pocket, 27 degrees is 27 degrees.
Thanks.
And that, you got to understand, the DMV, when it's hot, it's hot. But when it's not, it's not. And that's that I think y'all have a longer season to be able to be outside and comfortable. We got, correct me if I'm wrong, Blue, we got late September to early November. That's 2 months. Who gonna put that much energy into 2 months?
That's why y'all got to get off your high horse and come down to the South. So
let me ask y'all a question. How many people caught heat strokes? Like, a lot of people catch heat strokes in the South and die. Like,
it's the same.
They catch heat strokes. They heat strokes being 91 degrees though.
You missed it, Berger. Maryland and have the same humidity rate. It's the same. Actually, Maryland is more humid than Texas because we're subtropical. We ain't got time for a geography lesson.
We hit 80
Come
degrees
up here in August.
And it felt like it made me want to get my life right with God. It was 80 degrees for Mardi Gras. It was so hot at 80. Benji, I literally told people I got to get my life right with God. I don't want to go to hell because I can't handle this 80 right now. I'm about to pass out in 80.
No, but for real, it's got to do. I mean, maybe it's the weather, but it's really the marketing. Because I mean, Shaw came down to Beaumont and was throwing money, and my students.
It's not money though either.
They didn't want to go because they just never heard them. I mean, it wasn't nothing else besides that. I was like, man, you in the medical field. They in this medical, like, you need to go to Shaw. And they were like, nah, I ain't never heard of them before. It was just they never seen the band before, so they didn't really want to go.
But I think you on to something.
Too gotta realize when they selling a program, they're not only selling a program, they selling they self. So a lot of times, if you just a boring, lax band director, I don't care how much money you throwing at a kid, he ain't going to your school because you got to be able to sell yourself. Like, if I come here, I got to deal with this boring ass band director for 4 years. So remember that you're not just selling a university, you selling yourself to them kids, especially kids down here. And one thing I tell band directors from all over, New Orleans kids will go anywhere if you make them feel comfortable. They don't give a fuck. If that money right, they will go anywhere.
That's true.
I'm gonna say marketing is a personality. I'm gonna say
that's a whole nother beast right there. That is
marketing is a personality. It's not even sometimes like how many band directors we seen, and like Curtis Akeem McCullough be making fun of those band directors be like, oh, look at you, you can play a scale. Look at you gonna be first chair. That recruiting pitch. Oh, look at you. Oh, notes. And because they make them feel so good about themselves. Don't you laugh. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
You say notes.
I got you.
There have been some band directors that come to my band hall. I was like, no, you're not going there. I'm sorry.
Some of the popular school band directors, they ain't got no personality. So they load up with a bunch of assistants who do. And that's who's doing all the major recruiting. But I'm going to be quiet. Because I know you niggas got the personality of a pickle. So y'all load up on assistant band directors and get them to go do all the dirty work and you get all the credit.
So, but I'm going to say this about mindset. And that's true because people are hiring a good second man.
And people third and fourth at some universities.
But people are hiring someone. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ. Here we go. Listen, Father. I promise on the Sabbath I will get right, but tonight I don't know because Berger is trying to take us there. People don't understand that it's not even the head band director half the time making that band sound good. Let me just tell you, and this is not coming for Texas Southern, but I'm gonna tell you.
Hey, hold on.
Preach, preach. See what you're saying.
Careful.
Preach.
No.
Preach.
Just listen. I said they got DBK Simmons, who is going to bring fire arrangements. We know it. It's a proven fact that Brian Simmons, when that Dark Night hit, I said, oh, they got to write about it. Because I write.
Can you give me his hit from this past fall? Maybe I missed it.
Oh, Lord.
I might have missed it. No, I'm serious. I might have missed it.
Let us pray for Brother Berger.
Mark, what was his hit from this past fall? I might have missed it.
Being a head band director is different than being an assistant band director.
That's what
as
I
a
was
head band director,
at.
a lot of times I don't get to work with my band as much as I would like to
That's
do.
what I was getting at.
So that's why it's important for me to hire a good team.
Mark, that's what I was about to say. You ain't
No,
even
he know what he's doing, and I don't like it.
Yeah, because
I'm asking a simple question. That's all. I just wanted a simple question.
Now, Burger.
Maybe I missed it. I might have missed it. That's all. I just wanted to know.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. The fact of the matter is that Dr. Jovan Pollard came straight from a classroom. Now, just hear me out. People who are 21st century band directors in the public school can create a product out of anything. So I knew they were going to be fired. It's not just the fact that you got somebody who came from a university. It's the fact that you got somebody who came from the classroom to a 21st century band kid, which if y'all ain't, let's be real, band kids now, they're a little different. I won't say they're worse or better. I'm just going to say they're different because how they learn is different. They need different types of supports. They using technology. You can't have no good band room right now if you running from technology. That's why some of the old
they retired.
Burger, that was Q Burger. The old ones are struggling because they can't connect to that generation's way of thinking. So when Dr. Pollard came to Texas Southern, I said, this is about to be a fire team. Just wait.
I don't think the old guys just don't want to. I don't want to say change. The old guys just gonna have it their way. Like I feel like a lot of the younger band directors can still get what they want out of kids and still teach, but a lot of the older band directors are like, fuck that. We're gonna do this my way. And we ain't conforming for y'all. This is how we gonna do it. And I think that's where a lot of that disconnect coming in. Like a lot of the older guys, they're the OGs, so they have that right to be that way. But it's a direct reflect of their program too. Cause like sometimes, man, you gotta do something fun. Like you giving them all this knowledge and all that, but you're not making it fun. So just make it a little fun. Band is still supposed to be fun.
I think the ones who are still in the game have learned how to find a balance, though. The ones who are still like your Carlton Wrights, those people are gonna stand the test of time because they know how to walk the balance between the pedagogy that they know and using a new way to teach that pedagogy that they know. The first thing I'm gonna say though, everybody don't know pedagogy. I'm just gonna say it.
Go ahead, Mark. What was you about to say? It was on the tip of your tongue. You was about to say it. Just go ahead and say it.
You have to. Teaching does not stop at middle school. Teaching does not stop in high school, and teaching does not stop in college. When I was in college, I learned a lot about music, about the horn, about everything. I learned a lot. And a lot of times, in my opinion, we take from these kids. We build our own rep, off of these kids, and they don't have nothing to show for it in the end. I might have the most fire high school band in the whole world, but what do they have in return? Like I said, that little small band, we had to do a lot for that little small band in 2020. And to be honest, they got the most scholarships. They got I only had 6 seniors that year, and they got $1.6 million worth of scholarships because you got to give them. I'm gonna share the news article with you. His eyes got big, and it's not hard. But you got to give them the opportunities to both learn and, like he said, have fun. But a lot of times it's about me. It's about you don't matter. And in my band, to a certain extent, next man up to a certain extent. But you got to care about the actual student. And when you don't care about the student, you'll find this revolving door. You can recruit 100, 200 people every year, but your band never get big. Why? Because you got a revolving door of students. So you got to be able to teach the person, but you got to care about the person to teach the person. That's all. That's how I'm going to answer that one, Berger.
You gotta
I like
care.
it.
That's them
It's not
practices.
the mark I was looking for, but I'll take it.
It's the SEL practices for me. It's the actually caring about the body in the room for me. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, I gotta throw this next question in. I'm gonna toss it your direction. Blue, the man who taught me everything. Listen, I'm gonna give him credit. I'm gonna give him credit. I ain't know nothing about band. I came from the sticks. I came from the middle of nowhere. I'm not a Baltimorean, so don't y'all do that. Because Baloo would completely correct you. He's like, she's not from Baltimore. Where am I from, Baloo?
All the time. She's from Akakeet, Maryland.
He can't even say it. Baltimorean. He struggles getting all those syllables off his tongue. I'm from Akakeek, Maryland. Affluent Black people. Now, I ain't come from there. I'm a fresh princess of Bel Air, y'all. I came from Southeast DC. And my aunt and uncle, my rich auntie and uncle from Akakeek took me in. And so I'm a little bit of hood and I'm a little bit of bougie. I'm bougie. All right, this next question coming in. Are band heads / fans and or directors / staff doing too much? Are they doing too much or are they just showing love for the craft? Blue, you had the floor.
I like it. Also, I'm not gonna say this too much because people like that stuff. Like people, the fact that I don't even want to call it drama, but people just like lively personalities. That's what drive a lot of people to either join the band or at least follow like intensely. It's proven. Like even let's go back to like when Hamer came on the scene, right? Everybody couldn't. Our eyes were always on the screen, man. We couldn't wait for what was the next thing he was going to do, man. And then like the best thing I want to say was this past year is like when Simmons went out there and did the "You Can't See Me." Oh man,
that was crazy.
I was loving every second of it. Every second of it. I don't give a damn what Southern played back. It's the fact that he had the balls to go over there and play on them and hit them with the "You Can't See Me." And some people say it's too much. Some people love it. Like it's
not too much. It's not too much. There's a showman. There's aspect of showmanship that has to be in there. That's we do all this pageantry and all the other stuff, and then we want to conduct the band with a baton. You know, and it's not. I'm no shots. Just saying. You know, like if you don't remember your audience, you won't have one. Period. That's if I go whatever venue I'm at. If I do certain stuff at this venue, I'm gonna lose my crowd. So right now, especially with the how things are, you have to put on that show. And a lot of times, these band directors have to put on a show because if you really close your eyes and listen to some of these bands, they better start waving their hands because it ain't sounding too great. But the showmanship is great.
I don't like this friendly stuff in band. We can be friends after I kick your ass. But what Simmons did was kind of like brought that, listen, I know what it is and where I come from, but right now, I ain't fucking with y'all. So let's turn this bitch up. And that's the part of band I like. Band has got way too friendly now. And I'm not saying we got to actually have beef, but I need that grit back in band. Like all that friendly stuff, band directors all friendly before the game. Fuck that. I'm not talking to you the night before we play. Might be the week. We ain't got nothing to talk about. We'll talk after the game. After that fifth quarter, we can talk.
Some of my best friends, you got Terrence Brock, Alex Frazier, and they'll tell you, Terrence Brock ain't never got and I hope he watching. He ain't never got a dub off of me ever. He ain't never gonna get one. It's not gonna happen because I cheat if I got to. Whatever I got to do to beat him, I do it. Alex Frazier, he came in my house and played our theme song on us. I was like, you mother. But at the same time, he buy my baby diapers. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not friends in that moment. And it is a lot of friendly stuff that happened that it's just like, bro, like, they got to be a winner and a loser. And that showmanship got to come through. I think we take it too far sometimes because we can't, like, I like what Southern did whenever they did those joint performances. I like that. I think we should do more of those things. But at the end of the day, it's called a battle for a reason, right? It's not called the friendly friendly play along. It's a battle. So gotta be a little mean with it.
I'm not a fan of them, Mark. I'm gonna be honest with you. But that's fun. I'm not a fan of that. Listen, what Southern LSU did was cool, I guess, but I'm not a fan of it. Because I don't believe under no other circumstances would LSU dot their band, Tiger Band would be in Jaguar Stadium doing a joint field show. So I'm just not a fan of it. I'm sorry. They would not be at Southern Stadium doing a joint field show with Southern. That would only happen in Tiger Stadium.
I mean, that's new to y'all, but like in Texas, we do it all the time. I mean, like University of Houston, they perform with everybody. Like we perform with them, they perform with us. I mean, the Super Bowl, Janet Jackson, Texas Southern blowing so loud that a wardrobe malfunction. You know what I'm saying? But U of H was right next to us. You know what I'm saying? We were performing together. You know what I'm saying?
All right, but listen, I gotta call Cap on something. Burger, side by sides happen all the time. Every time there's a battle of the bands, unless when y'all throw that little mass band together, that is a side by side. We may not call a little side by side kumbaya moment, but when you throw a bunch of people together in said mass band, Honda's has a mass band. That's exactly what it is.
And Smash Time, every Smash Time competition, they're gonna get together and play at least 2-3 songs.
You know what's so crazy? Let me tell y'all something, right? Like, and I hate to get into like this, but New Orleans All-Star Band is against it. We hate to combine with another band, and we literally fight with the directors. Like, we're not doing that friendly shit. Listen, I feel like if you beat me up, I don't gotta shake your hand. You beat me up. Now you done beat me up, and I gotta combine with you to what the fuck that? We need to get back in the lab. I just beat you up. You shouldn't want to combine with me. You should be trying to get in the lab, not let's crank this up in unity. Fuck that. The unity was 2 bands out here. Nobody got shot, killed. We had a great event. We kicked your ass. No, I don't want to come. We hate, listen, if you pay attention, you will seldom see us do a mass band because we sore losers.
That is true. They don't like taking those L's because those first couple years are rough.
We ain't fucking mass band. What?
They call us Baltimoreans violent.
Boy, y'all better go your ass home for this loss getting in my head.
look, my wife came to New Orleans when in that gym. That little elevator when the Exodus was out. Look, we used to have some drag outs back then. Bro, and it wasn't. We was friends. My wife not from this culture. She went to DeSoto High School, and if you know anything about DeSoto, it is not like it's black, but it ain't like, man. She was scared. She ready to get out of there. She ain't never seen so many people violent with each other with band until that day, and then afterwards, we was all hugging and you know what I'm saying, and definitely each other. She's like, I don't know what's going on.
But I'm not about to do a mass band. You ain't gonna beat me up
you this though.
Let's learn this song together. Hell no. Go home.
What's crazy is, and I feel you, Mark, on that because I for a long time I was my good bro, James Aloysius Childs. And no, Aloysius is not his middle name, but I call him Aloysius because that's how I referred to him when it was not that season where our bands had to go toe to toe. Nation's oldest rivalry. We did not talk that homecoming. It is the nation's oldest high school rivalry. Poly and Baltimore City College are the nation's oldest rivalry. They would have that homecoming in the stadium in well, I don't know what it's called now. They keep changing the damn name. Where the Ravens play. And that joint would pack out. People walk around here with their high school ring like it's a college. You get pulled over and you got that high school ring going. I had a Western ID on, got pulled over. I was going like 90 miles an hour on the highway. I was getting it because I was trying to get to Sam's Club to get some fundraiser stuff and get back the band so we could sell it. Man, the cop pulled me over. It was like, oh, you coming from? I said, I'm a teacher. I only got like 10 minutes. I was like, I'm going to jail. I'm going to have some points. He's like, no, it's good. It's good. You from the home of the doves. I was like, I'll take these and go. But on that day, we don't talk. Me and James Childs talk every morning. We don't even teach in the same district anymore. We talk every morning. On that day, we ain't talk. We ain't come shake each other's hand. We ain't visit each other. We ain't look each other in the eye. Not at all. But I got him 2019. He ain't on the show, so he can't defend himself. So I'm going to be petty. He was like, who did that field show? I said, and? He said, yeah, I figured you did that show because it looked a lot different than what we normally see. I said, I know. He's like, all right. And he ain't say I got him. He just said, all right. We know what that mean. Mark, you know what that mean.
Oh man, look, I if you've ever sat in a room with Doc and Butler and hear them go live on each other before Doc Greg's passed, man, they used to tell each other like Texas Southern and Southern, they post office on the other side of the campus from the band hall, and they used to tell each other, "Oh, I kicked it and he be able to walk to the post office by Wednesday." They'll start talking about him. You know, it was this friendly rivalry, but at the same time, this is why I say we taking it overboard. I said a friendly rivalry. You see what I'm saying? They still friends. When Doc Greggs died, Butler spoke at his funeral, and we so into my band better than yours and all that stuff. Me and Berger cool, and we've been rivals since the beginning. I ain't never been on his team. He ain't never been on my team. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. But we cool, and a lot of times, I'm not saying we got to collaborate on everything, but it's only a few of us that do what we do. It's only so many Black band directors in the nation, and I'm be on that unity type stuff, and sometimes it's hard to get on the unity type stuff because the arrogance, people don't want to learn from each other a lot of times. But these band directors that we're imitating, they were together, right? When I go to, it's a rivalry. Like I said, when I went to the East Coast, all they was talking about is these South directors. You'll say, "Oh man, I remember being in this house and this and this." They drank together, did all that stuff together, but we can't even stay in the same room sometimes because I don't like him, and we all in our feelings. Really, it's some immature stuff that's going.
It's jealousy.
Nice
it's
edit.
Immature stuff that's going on.
Good job editing.
It's jealousy.
Your doctorate.
A lot of these high school band directors are super egotistical, right? And all we see is them. And I'll tell them, dude, I'm tired of seeing you. You talk too much for your program to be as mediocre. And I just chalked it up to most of these niggas can't teach what they don't know. How you expecting them to teach what they don't know? Period. Niggas don't be knowing shit and be having high school bands for a long time. Niggas just don't know. So they envious of the band director who having a success that they feel like they should have. But you don't know his struggle. You don't know how hard he worked and where he came from to get what he had. A lot of it is just pure jealousy. Niggas can't work with a nigga. I heard a band director say, "I don't see why people praise his program." Well, maybe because you can hear there's a lot of teaching going on. And when I hear your program, y'all just in the band room, just fucking off. That's why maybe you jealous of this dude, but his band out there, and he doing some nice shit. YouTube don't never lie. YouTube ain't lying to me. I can pull up countless videos and show you where you not teaching. And if you are teaching, this YouTube video ain't lying. Your band sound like crap, bro. And we got to stop that too, because we be telling these dudes they band sound good, and they don't. They do not. They got the popular band director. Everybody like you. I like you, bro, but I like you enough to tell you your band don't sound good.
Well, the doors of the church are now open. Justin Patterson smash time is into the chat.
What time is it?
Smash
time.
Nah, smash time. Good time.
Y'all say what time it is, and my son walked in the room and said, "Smash time."
Dang.
I do, man. What's good with y'all?
What's up, Spitter?
Man, I was knocked out on the sofa. I heard Krystal talking. I said, "That sound like Bergie in my dream. What the hell?" I woke up. I was gonna say y'all waiting for the show to come on, man. But y'all
my bad. I meant to send you the link. I'm so sorry. It was one of them days. We be having lockdowns at my school every 2 minutes sometimes. So it be struggle up here.
Cool. I'm still shaking back from Mardi Gras. What is it? But y'all said some correct stuff. What's crazy is I came on the point when Burger was like, we don't like joining together on the mass band. What's crazy is that's a reason why I do it. You know what I'm saying? It's a matter of like, sometimes we can get so wrapped up in our mentality is just kill down here in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? We don't like you. We'll holler at you after the battle. And, we don't like taking L's, but I do mass band because outside of us, I just feel like you got to be some type of unity. Because leave it up to us, I ain't got to be cool with you, you know what I'm saying? We're going to drive you. So I think that's a part of me I had to learn to like watch blossom and, especially on the high school level with the kids, man, it ain't as intense for somebody else than it is me. And I like watching the unity. So that's why I do it with my events and it brings kids together. But if you had the X, like you see like somebody from New Orleans, I come my people, my school, you know what I'm saying? My rival school versus, you know what I'm saying, New Orleans versus everybody. But it's when it comes down to the out of town band, and that's a reason why.
Well, we did it for you though. We did it for you. When we did your smash, we did it for you.
That's a respect. That's a respect.
Listen, the last time we did that, and Mark could tell you, the last time New Orleans All-Star Band combined with a band was 2012 Hum. We did it in 2012, and then like that ain't us. We kind of be on some fuck that these niggas gonna bash our head in, and then now we supposed to combine with these niggas. Are y'all crazy? Hell no, brother. Right. We ain't no.
Hey, and the tables have turned a little bit now, but hey, we gonna turn them back around. I just want to let y'all know we're gonna turn them back around.
All right, but this is how I feel. All right, this is how I feel. One, thank you. I gotta watch y'all because y'all might try to take a sister out. Y'all know I don't have a podcast where I don't think I can jump in the rope. One, I do think it get out of hand. And here's the reason. This is the educator in me. Sometimes our kids ain't fully developed yet. And it's real easy to develop an ego without education. It's real easy for a kid to be like, oh, I can play because they in a group of 80 people. But when you get them by themselves, they can't get through A2 number 1. They can't play through any scales. Like I make this joke all the time, but it was the saddest moment. I went to a HBCU college fair that happens up here. One of the biggest ones that happened up here. This little boy, he came and he auditioned on Cold Hearted Snake, third part. I always put that joke up. That's not a joke. That's sad because this young man had the ability. I could tell if somebody was teaching him do something more than Cold Hearted Snake, third part. And you know damn well on trombone, you know what you playing. You playing F for 27 measures straight and not an F. Like I would have actually said, well, he got some range if it was like an F above the staff. Now that was a fourth line damn F for 27 measures straight. Only reason I knew was Cold Hearted Snake. Why? Because the motherfucking rhythm. I said, now if I can have beginners that can play at least 4 scales, I said, but you know what? He was confident. But he walked out that room with not a damn dime.
This fitter is laughing, Krystal. He's laughing because I hate to say this, but at the New Orleans HBCU Combine, a kid went in the audition room and played Jumpstart and Hey in the Middle of the Bone as his required piece.
But and that ain't his fault. That ain't his fault.
Listen, it is. Hey, listen, let me say why. I used to be the blame the band director guy, but guess what? At some point, kid, you've been here 4 years. It took you 4 years to realize your band director wasn't shit. I blame your band director too, but there's no way I'm going to a combine and embarrass myself like that. As a 12th grader, 12th grader, you're grown up.
But for real, if somebody pump up his ego and he been cranking trombone third part F's over and over again, and now he get to an audition room, he don't know that ain't gonna cut it. All he knows he in a band full of 300 Negroes, and as long as that F can cut, Long that F can cut, and he was confident. I blame a band director because I'm gonna tell you the type of band director I was, because I'm not a band director anymore. I'm gonna keep saying that to y'all. This one, I tell kids all the time, don't you dare. Don't you say where you came from. Don't you mention my name. If you're gonna go into an audition room and do some poo ass shit, I don't exist to you. I'm dead to you. Like, for real. Because I work too hard trying to teach you skills, trying to teach you some stuff so you can survive anywhere. Don't you dare go out in these streets embarrassing. See, I take it to black mama, black dad stage. Don't you go out there and embarrass my good name. Don't you take your ass to no audition and play F concert for 47 measures. No, get the hell out of here. No, I don't know you.
That's great.
I'll send an unrecommendation letter. And I'm not even joking, an unrecommendation letter. I will say I highly unrecommend so-and-so for your program because they don't listen. And if you decide after that, my name don't exist. Don't you say they came from me. Devil's liar. It ain't me. That's them.
I won't play devil's advocate a little bit. That boy had hard enough to go up and play the third part. Cold Snake. That's funny. That's one of the your mom played third part of Cold Snake. That's fucked up. But a part of me won't say like it's a director that still give him a scholarship nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times I commend him for at least going, but like Berger said, you can't blame the director because he probably one of those kids who just ain't pay attention. But in today's band, he can get a scholarship somewhere because somebody just need a player in the band. And to the fact, it's not a knock against the band director that will give scholarship. I just know band directors, a lot of kids join music programs late, so they ain't gonna know everything. Like imagine a kid that just joined the band his senior year, and he may know a scale or two, but he don't know everything. But he'll still get a scholarship. I feel like I heard band directors say this a lot of times that they now have to teach more than they had to teach back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So like my caveat is to that, would a band director be wrong for giving him a scholarship? Like,
no, I don't think so.
And if he's not gonna teach him.
But that's my problem. That's the indicator right there. My problem is if you're gonna get them, grow them. If you're gonna get them and get them where they at, grow them. But I've even had some kids. I do a lot of clinics. I do a lot of adjudicating now. And I've had some kids by the end of the rehearsal, I could get them to play a B flat scale. How? If you had them for 6 months and I had them for 6 hours and I could get them to play a scale, there's some point that you just not trying.
A lot of band directors are lazy. That's just what
they can't teach. You can be you can know everything that it takes to be a band director, have all the certifications, but you can't get through some kids. You literally can't teach. I know y'all know people like that. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of them are band directors. It ain't many teachers, and it's a big difference. Like that band director title holds a lot of weight, but that teaching title holds more weight. So I know a lot of band directors that can't teach, but every teacher putting in work, and that's a fact.
I know some people without the credentials or certifications that run circles around a lot of these people.
I don't even mean the credentials. I just mean you got to be able to teach. And that brought me back to what I said earlier. A lot of band directors can't teach what they don't know. How can you teach a kid some shit you barely know? So that's why we got to be careful.
That know it, they can't teach. I think that's a little worse, Bergie. Like you know it, you just can't get through to some kids. You know what I'm saying? This kid may need you literally an extra hour or two. You may need to break it down. Yo, mom smell like poop. You know what I'm saying? To break the rhythm down to get through to that kid. You know what I'm saying? Or like whatever. They may have some that have everything that they know it. So they just can't get it across to people. You know what I'm saying? Or like, get an assistant and be envious of the assistant because the assistant can do more than you see it all the time. You know what I'm saying? So some people literally just can't teach. I ain't worried about
that's real
teaching
though.
They don't know. They might just can't teach. Period.
We got a lot of
that's bad, and that's bad if you can't.
We have
teach.
professors, but for real, we have people who have studios that they play for like some top-notch orchestra, and they can play their horn upside down, but they can't get the kids to come in their studio to do anything with that because talent doesn't equate to teaching, personality doesn't equate to a good band director. Being a good band director has to involve teaching. The indicator here is teaching. If you can teach, then you could get a product. If you can't teach, you could get a bunch of people to do something in concert. It may not be good. Bart.
This is why people don't like me right now, because of what I'm about to say. I don't care about your excuse of why the students don't know what they know. I don't care about none of that. Look, as a band director, you are responsible for students. You are a teacher. And see, when you're in charge, then it's about me. But when you're responsible for something, now it's my fault if they don't know it. Now it's my fault if they can't play the scales. Now it's my fault if they don't have an etude, a prepared piece. They can't sight read. It's my fault now. But no, it's not my fault. It's the kid's fault. Oh, he just started a year ago. When I took that kid in this program, I told their mama, and I write this in my syllabus. And if you write something down, you can get sued, right? I 100% guarantee scholarships for anybody that comes through my program at any level, at any year. I 100% guarantee it. And I've always delivered. I have never failed that mission. You know why? Because I'm responsible for them. I'm responsible for teaching them. And if they don't know it, it's a reflection on me. And you ain't gonna reflect me bad. We might not be the best band because I'm gonna spend that much time working on your fundamentals and working on those things. So, because I don't like teaching music, I don't like clapping rhythms, I don't like saying notes. I don't like it. I don't have no patience for none of that. So if we need to slow it down, we gotta slow it down. That's fine. Then if that means we don't go to the parade this year because y'all can't read this music, that's fine. But at the same time, I'm gonna write the music. I'm gonna put it in front of the thing. Oh, y'all can't read it. Oh, y'all not ready for this. Now they're gonna be mad. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to read it. So, Mr. Martin, can you teach me how to read? Oh, I can teach you. You gonna start listening? It's my responsibility to get them, and that's why people don't like me because I don't take those excuses. I had 6th graders that knew 12 scales. Man, I can pull up. I can share after this live stream a middle school band playing the Purple Carnival March, hitting all the notes. I can share that, and they was mostly 6th graders. Why? Because teaching is my responsibility. So all the other stuff you talking about, I ain't got no money, man. Do you got fingers? Like, can you draw a picture? I don't, like he said, all cows eat poo. I don't care what you got to do. Get that person to read. Get them, like, whatever you got to do. And then any excuse that you have from there, it's just an excuse. Turn your certification in. How about that?
If you got one.
Say, Mark, they ain't got no certification.
You got a certification. We had the practice talk already.
Oh, but no, I started teaching at my 2nd year at Texas Southern. I tell everybody I've been teaching for 14 years. I only got 11 years on my service record. I taught all over Houston. You don't have to have no certification to teach somebody how to read a scale. Some of the best musicians I ever heard don't have no college degree. No, don't give me that. I don't care about none of that.
But you do have to know pedagogy. See, to me, that's a certificate to me because that's how it used to be, right? You wasn't getting through our HBCUs without pedagogy. Let's be real. You wasn't the Paul Adams and the Sargents. They weren't getting out of school without pedagogy. They weren't teacher certification tests that far back. That's why a lot of them have no idea why that test stresses people out so much. I'm gonna shout out Baloo. If I ever got kids that knew anything about playing an instrument, which was like not 5% of my band on any given year, and that would be a high number. They came from Franklin Square, and I would be like, send me more of that kid. And he'd be like, man, we can't do that much. I was like, you got a clarinet player that can play over the break. You got a clarinet player that I could put on Anthem for Winds right now and sit next to them, and they in tune with me, and they can keep up with me. And I got 25 years over there. Send me more of that kid. I can work with that kid. What I can't work with, let's talk about ego, is a kid that been playing F for 47 measures, and now they want to challenge me in all of what I know because somebody told them, let's go back to that recruiting pitch. Yeah. You know, you're gonna be first chair. Yeah, you the best one in my group. Yeah. We can do something with that. And ain't taught them shit. I don't know. It's got hot in here. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining the chat.
It got very hot in here.
It got real hot.
I'm sweating.
Whew. So I gotta move the question because we'll be here all night. We'll be here all night. And I'm married and I got a husband. And you know,
right. And I got a wife.
I'm married.
Hey, I got 4 kids for a reason.
I got 4 too, Mark. I got 4 too, so I understand. My wife in there cooking right now.
We are eternally practicing.
Trying to get 4 more.
Jesus Christ. How y'all afford them? See, that's gotta be a down south thing. You can't come up here with the cost of living up here and have 4 kids. You will be living in the project. You will not.
I live in the worst part of the city. I ain't even lying.
All right, I got a question. All right, because I saw this. That's my buddy.
Y'all get him to stop crying.
See, Alexander. See, this is the only time I'll actually tell Baloo I actually care about him, because most of the time I call him a piece of shit. It's true. All right, the question is,
he's telling the truth.
I'm telling you, we go at each other like we are. Like, he don't treat me like a girl, because you know that's just not how I go up here. Like, you don't get treated like a girl at all. Our Battle of the Band starting to be played out.
I'm gonna say yes and no.
All right, defend it.
Okay, because I'm gonna say yes because if it's just a rap song, back and forth rap song exchange, I don't like them type of Battle of the Bands. Now, if you want to, do something different, play some marching tunes, even play something other than just 4 8-measure rap tunes. I'm sorry, that's not a Battle of the Bands. That's a waste of my $25. Because I could have just pulled up. Never mind. But yeah, yes and no for me. Because all these bands starting to sound the same. Everybody's starting to do the same thing. Everybody literally starting to write their music in the same format. Nobody has no more originality. So yes and no. Now, if you're going to do something different, and I wouldn't mind that type of Battle of the Bands, but these Battle of the Bands, everybody doing the same thing. Somebody got to be different, please.
Let me just talk about that arrangement thing. Someone told me that I couldn't write a fire arrangement, like they be hearing stuff. I was like, you do know I teach theory like every day. Every single damn day I teach theory. I could dissect that joint and duplicate it in less time it took for you to write it. It's like, I know how to stack fifths, copy and paste all the voices so it's all present. Like, that's the formula. Like, and if people don't know, that's the formula. Stack them fifths, duplicate the part over and over again in every range, in its minimum and maximum range, and it's going to be powerful. The end. That's just the rules of harmony. So if you're like, no, y'all couldn't, I was like, I don't want to sound like everybody else. Especially because I'm a woman.
To piggyback on what Burger said, man, like, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I feel out of touch. Even working with him, and Alex would tell you this. Sometimes I feel out of touch because some of the stuff that I do, I don't want to sound like everybody else. I don't want to do what everybody else doing, right? And I'm not gonna give my opinion, but I like what Georgia did this summer. Burger know who I think won, and we ain't got to hash that out again. And we don't agree. We don't agree on who I think won.
That's crazy that we don't agree on that. That was a clear cut dub.
I look, you're not gonna hash it out, but I like the fact that they play Spain. It was like one of the kids, I say kids because they kind of adults too, but one of the students in Hum, they asked me and say, hey, can we play your arrangement of Spain? I was like, man, the band don't want to play that. You know what I'm saying? And then Georgia played it, and everybody was like, man, I told you, well, some of them like, I told you. But the truth is, the band didn't want to play stuff like that. So a lot of times I feel a little bit out of touch, and I find myself thinking I can't bring myself to do it, but thinking about copying the formula, because the formula works. It does. I mean, the crowd responds to it, but there has to be, I'm trying to figure out a way, and maybe y'all hear some of that.
Man, I'm sorry, the formula works, but at some point we gotta stop doing it. Like, I'm so goddamn tired of everybody coming in cranking for 8 measures. Everybody drop out the goddamn tuba break. And here come the trombones. And here, it's the same format, and everybody's doing the same thing over and over. It's irking me, man. Yeah, man, it's killing me. Like, do something else. Like, it's already bad enough. It's already bad enough. Trombones get the bad rep. All we do is play chords. Now all we doing is doing choppy stuff for 16 measures. Doing a rap break. Like, I'm tired of the format, man. Like, I'm sorry. I'm just tired of it. Like, do something else.
I get it. So I'm trying to figure out a way, to not get rid of the format, but enhance the format. And I'm experimenting with some stuff. I'm in the lab right now.
We need to talk, Mark.
But culturally, I mean, come on. I mean,
it worked though, but
it worked, and it's only so many things you can do with a rap song. I mean, let's be real about the situation.
In the chat talking about my LB correct. So if y'all know, Marcus Ballou is my husband's LB, and they were sectionals. And I'm gonna give y'all a shout out for real. The first time I paid attention to trombone was because of what they were playing as fanfares. These motherfuckers were playing that. To date, Zelda is my favorite fanfare. All the parts present. I felt like Link. I would walk around stands with my clarinet in the air like I was Link on a 8-bit cartridge, because all the parts were there, and it really like showed what trombone really can do. And up until that point, I really did think trombones were just for chords. Then they played that daggone Ghostbuster, and then they played that Price is Right. And that Price is Right is a game changer. And I was like, man, I just wish we would leave the DMV, because I would put LOB up against some of the biggest sections. Listen, if you got a chance to get on YouTube, look up LOB, and you can like, oh, they can play.
Man, no, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, thank you for the compliment, but let's be real. We were pre-YouTube, so a lot of our stuff never made it to the internet. Because it was, once again, because we're Morgan, don't nobody want to listen to us. But it's, hold on, Alex. Don't nobody want to listen to us. But like you said, that was legit our game plan. Like, we was tired of freight train chords. Everybody just playing whole notes and trying to play louder than everybody else. Like, it's a goddamn trombone. Like, make that thing sing. That was our thing. We had a game plan about everybody we played against. And I'm going to be serious, honest with you. I got to shout out Hampton, because they were doing the same thing. Like, they used to play What's Happening. They played the
because Thomas was a nasty trombone player.
Oh my gosh. I told Thomas all the time. Like,
their current band director was a nasty trombone player. If it wasn't for Thomas bragging on the 5th quarter about his range, we'd have never did it. Because I was like, oh, they play up there? Let's play up there. And see, that's exactly what I think. Mark, you touching on it, Byron, you touching on it. That's what we saying. Like, when is somebody had the balls? Like, for real, when somebody gonna grab thine gonads and do something different? Because I'm gonna say it because it's my show. We ain't really invited to the party like that anyway. So how about one of y'all grab thine coin purses and do something different, since you got the platform to do it? But
and look, you're right. We don't do it. And it's so bad to where, and this is why people are like, I can't hold my tongue. Even when people,
this is off the cuff. You can say what you want.
When people do something different, it don't even have to be good. There's a lot of people that are doing different things, and I'm listening. They be like, oh man, did you hear them play this? I'm like, yes, I heard them play it. It didn't impress me, but we so watered down to where today's mediocre. I mean, today's great is yesterday's mediocre, right? You know what I'm saying? So we gotta do something. We just gotta do something.
Well, look, check this out. Let me piggyback off you, Mark. Like, okay, so I love the Georgia Mass Band, right? Because they phenomenal. It's no hatred, right? But New Orleans All-Star Band been like kind of like up in the ante as far as the summer band arrangements. We played SWAT. We did the Sade tune. We did some stuff, right? but our most viewed videos are all the rap songs. And we got stuff out there where we were literally pushing that narrative of y'all think we're only loud. We can do this too.
I said New Orleans won.
The casual fan, Bandhead, literally only watches our videos. Some of our highest viewed videos on the internet. Smash Time could attest to it. They are our rap songs. And when we played SWAT at his Battle of the Bands, everybody's mouth was wide open. But it didn't get the views. So I'm like, is it the fact that the Bandheads like what they like? Because it's a difference. You do have musicians at these events. 80% of the people there are Bandheads. When we played Kiss of Life, I have never felt more ashamed for going outside the box in my life. We played Kiss of Life and everybody was like laughing at us. So it's kind of like, do people really want to hear this? Or are we just talking? Or is it just lip service at this point?
Yeah, I think
came out and did something different. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, it was the great!" Like, well, hold on. When we was doing this, y'all was giving us L's because the band responded with a rap song that we heard Southern play the whole year.
But you do know you have to know your market too. That's back to that. That's back to that topic. You know, that's back that we just left at. Like, you got to know your market. And if your market ain't trying to hear it, they're not trying to hear it. That's the reason why
it's so crazy, because they literally say, "Oh, all New Orleans band could do is be as loud. We only play rap." That's literally a stigma. That's the biggest lie. We only play rap songs. And I'm like, damn, we literally played Let It Whip. Bell wrote an amazing rendition to Let It Whip this summer, right? And people were saying, "Oh, all New Orleans All-Star Band plays rap songs." I'm like, damn, what do we got to do to get some fucking respect? We literally been pushing the ante on music for years and years and years. Georgia hit the scene and just took everybody by surprise. You know, everybody was like, "We never saw this before." Like, what? The fucking disrespect. And shout out to Georgia, because listen, me and Mark disagree. Mark felt like we won that battle. I was in the band. I felt like we lost. Now, I don't want to say smash because that's a term used very loosely. And when people say they smashed you, I'm like, damn, that's a stretch. If you want to say Georgia won the battle, they won. Mark don't agree with me. And a couple of the band directors I met at Mardi Gras, which shocked me. They were like, I don't know what y'all was listening to.
Because we listening to Execution. We listening to, y'all listening to, a lot of people listen to Attempt, and I'm listening to Execution. I'm just saying.
Ooh.
Like, and I gave you musical, I'm not going to go on this part, but I gave you musical reasons why I felt like y'all won. I just say that.
I just felt like, to me, I thought Georgia was the better band.
Here they go, Justin.
I thought they were the better band.
As time go on, and like I said, I'm gonna hit y'all with my rendition early, probably next 2 weeks. Yeah, next 2 weeks. And I think it's some shit that, like, I only because I know that was a bad weekend for New Orleans, the SM Fest weekend, bro. I just know it was a bad weekend. And like, it's stuff that we just know that we just don't. I already didn't say we lost simply off of, because I feel like if we can do that with that, and y'all not know, y'all think that's the best that we getting, yeah, we lost. I can have it. It's like almost like you beat a dude with your hand tied behind your back, or like you beat a dude because you just ain't feel like walking that day. You know what I'm saying?
But we can't. Like, we don't want to use them excuses, yeah, so we go and
that's
we
what I'm saying. You can have it. You can have it. You definitely can have it. But I feel like we know the potential of that band. When somebody say y'all actually won, it's some stuff I'm like, well, shit, we probably I don't know. I don't want to talk about this shit. But anyway,
I'm about to tell y'all way off the topic now, though.
Yeah, the Battle of the Bands, me personally, I feel like they're not getting played out. I just feel like sometimes, like, people do too much or don't do enough and expect it still to have the same flow. Like, a lot of these battle bands, they had like 3 battle bands back to back in Atlanta in January, right? And I feel like I liked it because I want to see what's gonna happen next year. I want to see if one of those battle bands gonna survive next year. You know what I'm saying? Or like just to see the attendance and this, that, and the third. Like I said, people doing the same thing. Like, it's okay for somebody to do the same thing to me. Who gonna do it the best? And now the person who don't do it the best is gonna get talked about. You know what I'm saying? So change it up, try some stuff differently, but the excitement factor needs to be there. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we have to talk about field shows versus cranking in the stands. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the battle of the bands, you know, I tell people all the time when they talk about how cranking is bad, like, you let me know your favorite band, and you type your favorite band on YouTube, and let me know what pop up first. Just let me know. I guarantee you 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be a stand clip.
That ain't my issue, Justin.
But I know I got a point I'm making. What I'm saying is, it's just a matter of what your preference is when it comes to most of a battle of the bands. Some people go to like a battle of the bands, Honda, to appreciate the field show element. Some people go to like a crank fest and not like the new HBCU culture to appreciate the standpoint of view. That's multiple battle of the bands, but like, you know, what is going to be exciting about these battle of the bands versus the cranky battle of the bands? Like y'all said, y'all don't want to hear the same blow, tuba break, trombone, so they come back in. We want to see some excitement down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Dude, have a crazy arrangement that's going to make you say, ooh, ah. You know what I'm saying? So that's the question. I don't think they oversaturate. There's too many. I just think people need to get the excitement factor back. Like, are we going to make the crowd say wow with this? Because some people just don't even, they just prepare and just come. So that's my answer with
that. I was going to say, one, I agree with the wow factor, but I also look at this. A lot of people are just having a battle of the bands and say they had one. And I say that to say, because you're not seeing, right, or money. Let's talk real talk. Everybody now is like having a podcast. Everybody think there's going to be money in it, so that's why I'm doing it. I'm telling you right now, all my money comes from my 9 to 5. It is not coming from looking at y'all Negroes on this screen on Friday.
Talk about
and the same thing with media teams. Justin, we had this discussion. That doesn't mean just because that's not what it is. You gotta
hold on now. It's some of the media guys that's making money now. We ain't gonna go there. And Smash Time is one of them. I ain't about to sit up here and let y'all like Smash Time is making money.
It ain't. I'm gonna say it like this. It's not what people think. And
I got a question though.
Here come Mark.
I got a question.
Money. I'm gonna go back to my topic though. Go ahead, Mark.
No, it's about the topic. What's a battle of bands then?
Ooh.
We gotta stop using that phrase.
Let me tell you this. Okay. You remember, and I hate to revert back to Crankfest, bro. I hate that. Or like a Southern and Jackson battle. You know that feeling when you talk about them two? You know what I'm saying? You know that feeling when you get out, you talk about like the Crankfest when Southern and TSU, it was at TSU before the battle happened, that feeling you get. I want those kind of feelings going into any battle I want. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go into a battle thinking like I know the outcome already. I know like even if I do know the outcome, I still want to have some type of I know it's about to happen. Some battles that's happening now, kind of like, man, I don't go to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I it's not even gonna give me what I think is gonna be one person gonna dominate the whole show. I'm not confident in none of the people participating, you know? So I started to enjoy some of these games better than I enjoy some of these battle bands. I hate to say it.
So that leads me back to that question though. Are they played out? And I feel like when people start making decisions, when they start making decisions and they see their 3 battle of the bands and they like, well, what's different about them? And something that was different this time is we saw different lineups of bands. So that did kind of give it a little bit of a reason for people to attend because they saw some people want to go see somebody different. I am one of those people.
I think it comes down to the people who may throw the battle band, but some matchups that can happen that just don't happen, and I don't see why happen. Like some people really think a battle band is only going to be popular with Southern University. You know what I'm saying? Because they may not know how to create a crazy lineup that it can be popular. You know what I'm saying? I always like this year. Tennessee State plays Norfolk. I'm praying Norfolk.
That's what I was about to say. You took the words out of my mouth. That is a good matchup.
You don't know matchups like and even on bands that don't get no attention. I would have never knew how lit the Hampton versus Norfolk battle was until I went last shit. I'm like, it's on my schedule to go. This year I'm like Hampton and Norfolk. I'm automatically give it to Norfolk. But when I went to shit, Hampton played different songs the whole game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to know how to appreciate band and know about band instead of just the big 3 or the big 4 to understand that this matchup actually can be good and actually will sell. You know what I'm saying?
That leads us to that word bandhead versus band fan. Because I think people think they synonymous. They not. A band head can appreciate something different. They can appreciate a good battle pound for pound. Like I'm telling you, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get this money. I'm gonna have to beg my husband. I'm gonna have to do a little extra work to go. But I was like, that's one that I'm gonna make it happen. Like when it's one that we all got, when you looking at your bank account and you looking at flights 6 months in advance, you're like, wait a minute, I have enough leave to take off to go to this.
I'm gonna be honest. I need them to have some sort of gym battle to really appreciate that one, because Tennessee State and Norfolk, I love both of their programs and how they stick to their identity, and they bring it, and they sound good, especially when they play some like ballads. Man, let me tell you, it's not the same in Titan Stadium, man. Like we need that intimate setting for them too, man.
So we need a boo loving gym battle.
Yeah,
we just need more diversity. We just need more diversity in our battles. That's all. I mean, like I like what Smash Time. Me and him talk for like, I don't call him Smash Time. I call him Justin. But me and Justin,
I'm calling play.
Yeah, and Mama called Justin. I'm calling Justin. But we didn't talk for hours about trying to get different bands to these events. And with my position of what I do, I got a lot of plug with some of these bands that don't get a lot of play, that don't get a lot of attention, because the reason why we like what we like, or the formula, if you will, is because that's all we see. When you've been educated and you've seen some different stuff now, you be like, oh man, like I'm not the same anymore now that I've been at U of H. I'm not saying don't take that out of context. I'm still me, right? But I'm not the same no more because I didn't see some different stuff now. I didn't see a different approach of how to do stuff now. So I'm not the same, and I'm worried about coming back to our side of the world because I'm different and I can't be the same no more. So I think we need to expose people to a lot of different stuff. Not compromise who you are, because trust me, they'll tell you what my research is at U of H.
I need to say this too before we get off this subject, but shout out to all those arrangers at Texas Southern, because I'm gonna say this, and it don't really get said a lot, how Antonio, Trenton, and Pollard literally was playing music. We talk about music and bands, but TSU most definitely was bringing out hit after hit, and I don't mean rap tunes. I'm talking about them boys' pen was on crazy this year, and it really got swept under the rug. It got swept under the rug how many hits Texas Southern produced this year.
They have the best arrangers in the game, right?
Period. Nobody out-arranged Texas
Southern. I don't know if it was swept under the rug because everybody talking about him, man. And you're right. I mean, I agree with everything what you said. I don't
think it got swept under the rug. I just think it's like one of them people. How I want to say this? I think it's one of them. Like, okay, what next you gonna hold? Like, if you could do it 2 years in a row type, that's what I'm looking for.
Perfect analogy, and y'all gentlemen, and y'all married, but forgive me, wives. I'm gonna put it in a way that makes sense. Bet. Here we go. It's not the same if you dating the dancer versus a regular band girl. My point. Some of us look at these schools that do something different and it's hot differently because it's a regular band girl doing it. But if a dancer get up and do it, now we all like, oh, she fine. Nah, but shawty that's in the piccolo section fine too. But you don't see them the same way in public. That's how
that was a perfect analogy.
Like, people be like, for real, my favorite band is Tennessee State. But when you see them talking, all they talking about is Southern. No.
I can give you one better. If Southern had played half those songs Texas Southern played, this shit would have been on CNN. It would have went viral already. They'd be on every page across the internet. If Southern had done this.
I'm not gonna disagree with it only because Southern has that merit. Like but you absolutely right. And that goes to what I'm saying. This year gonna be credible to like that's them dudes, and we not gonna act like you're not them dudes. Y'all up and coming. So let me see what you're gonna do again. Is we playing this and we saying like, damn, we gonna try to discredit them. That's exactly what happened. Let's stop beating around the bush.
I'll say it for you. They not the same.
We ain't gonna give them as much credit, but when they do it again and they do it at a bigger bit, that's what I'm looking at. It's sad. It's almost like who are like the new kid on the block. You gotta work. You gotta earn your keep around here. These people, they got the clout to be able to say that we can have an okay year, and people and our fans gonna say it was the greatest year ever. But when we play arrangement like they play, it comes with the territory, Burger. I hate to say it. You made Burger. You are Burger.
So you get to be delusional?
I think niggas are delusional. If I literally out-arrange everybody and nobody, not even Southern University, was able to get at them in arrangements, which we hold Southern to this godly standard of arrangements. When I tell you Texas Southern staff out-arranged those great guys over at Southern University, and we didn't talk about it because it was Texas Southern.
Hey, Burger, and I think that's just how the game go. And that's what I'm saying. This upcoming year is gonna be one of the ones. Imagine do it 2 times. Just imagine. Now it'll come to a point where it's gonna be undeniable. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, I want to see this new season to where, like, if they do that again and the rest of the world don't step up, now it's gonna become shit. Now you can't deny it. It ain't no that because they might be bigger. They might be maybe bigger.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Maybe
when it comes to band.
So what if a band like Morgan was to do the same thing? They're not gonna get the respect.
Thank you.
Because you already lowered the playing field. Equal. You're literally telling me the playing field is already lowered because they gotta do it again. You mean to tell me I gotta do it twice to get respect? Burger, I gotta do it twice to get respect. That's basically what you just said.
No. I'm not saying. Basically, I'm just saying, like, it comes with the territory. It's sad that it is that way. Burger, how many times? It's like us. You said no All-Star band. When we do something, we play a SWAT or something. We don't get no credit for it. We not. But let a new band do it. You know what I'm saying? Or it's just the same way. It's how this thing working. It's sad that it's like that because, like, I'm a king of giving the smaller people a shot. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, damn, they got it going on over there, and it sucks. But when you got a fan base, when you like the standard things, I'm not just saying Southern in general, because we always say I hate how Southern get that mirror. Like, why Southern got to be at such a high standard when other bands don't? I hate that too. People like, well, Southern they get looked upon if they do something. They do something good and people don't call it basic, but somebody else will do it, and the guys give the earth. I hate that about how Southern get that mirror too. Now, granted, I understand why, but it's sad that they come along with the territory. But nobody, I don't think, got something under the rug this year. Everybody liked that TSU at some degree. And if you didn't, you liked it behind closed doors.
You're a band fan and you're not a band head. That's what I'm gonna say. You're a band fan. You somebody that don't know nothing, that think everything revolves around a movie that came out 20 years ago now, and that's where all of your merit comes from. It comes from this tired ass movie that's had 3 sequels. That's what you are. You ain't a real band head. You a band fan. You somebody that show up and because somebody played loud, you think they won. Because somebody played a tune you recognize, you think they won. That's the difference. Because I can't even say that band heads are all bad. I won't say that. I'll say I'm a musician that happen to be a band head. And everybody can't say that. Because I'm going to tell you.
How people say they got someone in the run.
If you let it in the show. Central versus Wilberforce was the perfect example. Now, I fuck with Dr. Goodwine the long way. I went to their hotel room when they got here. Central State wore their ass out.
I'm going to circle back, though. Why? Virgil came from the classroom. He's a teacher. And that teaching ain't turned off, right? Brother Mark Malcolm X Martin II, that teaching didn't turn off. That's because he came in front of a college band. He didn't turn those skills off. And now we seeing that. What I'm waiting for is when we see more of that and we stop hiring our boys, when we stop hiring somebody that's been in the game too long, and we start hiring people like Virgil that can take a kid that ain't never played in concert band, a kid ain't never played longer than 2 years, a kid that auditioned on Cold Hearted Snake third part, and can make that kid into a beast. That's what I love to see, because that's what I feel like is gonna make the band culture better.
What's old buddy name? He used to be at Hunter's Lane. I remember going to New Orleans, like, ooh.
Will Brooks.
Yes.
Man, listen.
Oh my goodness.
Listen.
What he did with Kent State.
I got one better for y'all. They got a band called Warrensville. Shaw, old band director.
I just posted their videos 2 hours ago on my page. You want to go check my highlight video?
I tell you, Clean came down here for Mardi Gras. 3 mellophones, 4 baritones. Dude, I don't know too many high school band directors that could pull off that instrumentation and still sound as good as they sound.
Powerful too.
I don't know. I wouldn't put my faith in many band directors. What I saw that brother do at not one school, but 2, he built Shaw up to the top. That situation fell off. Now he at Warrensville, and these people got about 100 songs. I ain't. How do you have time as a high school band director to have that many songs?
Shaw? Because Shaw was starting to sound good, and back to yeah, they were.
No, they were. I'm trying to figure out when they didn't sound good.
No. There was a distinct difference. That's not saying they sound bad. That's saying that it was different, and it had to be the person in front.
Mr. Wilson, man, a man of beast. Now, all this time, I thought this man was a full-time band director. He literally only does band after school. He works in administration. He literally works in the accounting. Dude, you know how embarrassing that shit is? You know how many times this man came down here and wore bands out from this city?
And went back.
And he only doing band after school?
And went back to work to file somebody's taxes? That is.
And put his suit back on and went it. Man, that's embarrassing. These niggas do band 24/7. This nigga came down here, working in the office all day, got on the bus, came from Ohio, it was slapping.
All right, I got movers because it's 8:27, and I want to at least get 2 questions in. One to be the closing question. All right, this is the question. Are marching band field shows really that boring, or are we overexposed due to, I don't know, social media? Are they really that boring?
Yes, especially when it's what I'm seeing now, and I'm gonna say this about the South bands because I don't want to like generalize all of it. Especially in the South, I'm just seeing the same recycled field shows over and over. So shout out to Texas Southern because those guys don't get it. I keep bringing it back. They're not getting enough credit for what they did on the field too.
It wasn't the cleanest, but it was the most intricate.
Yes.
And just like gymnastics, I'm going to give them technical points for doing something that wasn't move the box.
We saw them same 3 field shows from some other band, but I don't want to get into that. They just changed the formation here and there.
Are we talking about high school or college at this point?
You choose. You choose your poison.
I'll talk about high school. I'm not going to talk about college. I'm not giving my opinion on college bands. With that being said, a lot of high school bands and their directors don't even know how to put together a field show. It's not. I don't think it's that it's oversaturated or that it's boring. I just think it's not being done well. Just being real about the situation. Because like you say, you come to some of these bands in Texas and you go watch their field shows. You go watch Port Arthur Memorial. You go watch Cedar Hill. You go watch Skyline. You go watch some of these, and it will not be a boring show. And people go halftime be packed. Look, Smash Time. He came to Beaumont for the Port Arthur versus Beaumont game, and I told that was the year that my band was not that good. I think, in my opinion, I don't think my band was that good that year. But our field show was fire. Memorial field show was fire. It just was.
They had 30 million people in the band. Field show on point. Talking about he don't think his band that good.
So Mark was showing me UIL tapes. I'm still calling them tapes. I don't care if they are streamed. They're gonna be a tape to me because of Tape Master for the rest of my life. And how Marcus Alexander Neal and company used to take over my dorm because I had equipment to show and space to watch things.
I don't want to hear that. Listen.
Shit, this nigga.
If it wasn't for me, y'all wouldn't know about half the.
I already gave you credit earlier today, Marcus. See, you got me hot. I ain't even gonna call you by a nickname.
But I don't see field shows from high school bands like that. Maybe they doing it, maybe they not doing it. I just don't see them. And the ones that I do see, I mean, I have to clinic some of these bands. I'm like, like it's hard,
Ooh, don't you say that word clinic.
I'm gonna say this because I'm about to have to get off of this. But on high, I'm gonna say college. Back to that point I made earlier about if you type your favorite band, it will pop up. You know what I'm saying? Like some bands, not to the name, I get a lot of flack, and people say they field show be the same or do whatever, but it's still high energy and it's still good. Or some people try something different, and you didn't realize you tried something different because it was either that bored or whack. Field shows across the board, I think it needs to find a new flair, because even the bandsmen are getting tired of them. You know what I'm saying? I know sometimes, like when I was in high school, I know we didn't do field shows a lot down here in New Orleans, but when we did do them, and I know we killed it, we did the best job we could. It felt good to actually be like, damn, I can't wait till this part. I can't wait till this whoop turn come. I can't wait till this come or this part of the dance routine. You know what I'm saying? So field shows as a whole, I think you need to step back as a collective and look at what could we add new. Like even on talk, Luke always say, you know what I'm saying, we need to find something new. Do we need to get rid of the dance routine because we know it's coming? You know what I'm saying? Or do we need to do something to add more spice to it? Like I know Mr. J did that damn Soul Train line. That was the most innovative shit I've seen ever in a long time in field shows. You know what I'm saying? And as we might hate it, what Brian them did at Texas Southern this year, that it was, some may say it was ignorant, some may say it was whatever you want to call it, but it was different. You know what I'm saying? And you actually talked about that more than you talked about a zero and a field. You know what I'm saying? That was a part of their field show, because you look at it, they actually line back up and proceeded the field show afterwards. So I'm gonna just say we need to add a new flair to field show, because I ain't coming to the game to watch the field show no more. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I can say that me. I know it's gonna be there. A lot of people, you determine who won the battle of the bands off what? The zero and the field. You know what I'm saying? And if people don't want to admit it,
concession stand.
Exactly. Yeah. People don't want to admit it, but there's only so many bands you stand there to watch the field show for. It's gonna be for a big game like Boombox, or maybe even Bayou Classic, or like Texas Southern versus PV, like a classic game. That's the ones you stand there for. But some games they don't really care what happened on the field. So we need to reevaluate how we look at it and revamp them and try to make it more interesting to the new student. Because
I mean, North Carolina doing some stuff up there, bro. Like in they field shows. For real, for real.
Thank you for saying it.
I mean, that's why I say I don't think it's played out. I just think a lot of people just not executing well. I think a lot of people just not, they fall in this little formula or whatnot, and it's like he said, some people gonna be boring, but we can't lose that part of our culture. I think it's important because we're the only people that do what we do. Like so we got to do something.
Gotcha.
Well, Lauren in the chat said dance routines could go because you can't dance to these songs anymore. I didn't even put that question in there. I knew better because I heard talk about dance routines. I said I'm not even gonna go on that realm because that is a whole live by itself. Talk about dance routines coming from a place where when we dance. Nah. Got a question. All right, this gotta be the last one. It's 8:34, and babies gotta go to bed, and people gotta go to the gym in the morning to keep their knees from falling off the face of the earth because marching bands have destroyed our cartilage. We ain't got no more cartilage in our joints. It's just all bone on bone at this point. All right, so are you, as a band head, fan, musician, director, happy with the overall current band culture?
That's a tough one.
Baloo.
I like the overall. It's more entertaining. It's more engaging, especially with social media. Like you can't go. You can't go. Matter of fact, you used to have to wait till Sunday. Now you getting stuff the day of, if not live, and people talking about it. Like word is going to get out. So I love it. I think it's definitely engaging for the Bandhead, band fan, whoever is watching. It's just you got to be mindful. Once again, the same thing that make you great kill you. Because if you put on the show, it is up on Sunday, and you doing that same show 3 weeks later, they can be like, "Oh, you did this already." It's not like how it was back in the day. You could have a travel show and use that for the season, but you gotta be innovative now, man. You gotta keep it so that your audience is not just live. You gotta keep in mind social media now.
Social media oversaturates a lot of programs. So, like, to answer the question, yes, I'm happy with it, but I don't like the oversaturation of like certain programs because, like, think about it, certain programs we just see them too much, and I don't care. That song that we've been hearing for 3 weeks straight, it may sound amazing, but we 4 weeks in, and Tennessee State got a bad rap for that one of these years because people was like, oh, they had the same exact fifth quarter 3 weeks in a row. And I say all the time, why does that matter? What does it sound like? We're getting away from the facts in music. What does it sound like? Are they executing? Does it sound good? So even though I agree that the culture is good right now, I just don't agree with the oversaturation of social media. Can be a blessing and a curse. I think somebody said that earlier. And especially for some of the top heavy bands, yes. Because you're just seeing them too much. You're like, I'm tired of seeing these people. You want to see somebody else. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, they all over. You just get tired of seeing them.
And that's why we called it, is it oversaturated? I think in general, we know, yeah, it is, especially certain aspects. That's why dance routines are dead.
I mean, honestly, this kind of ties into like with the first question with the smaller bands, though. Like, I think that's why we need to get more shine on them because you won't feel like you're getting tired of seeing the Texas Southern and Jacksons. If you go check out Virginia State, man, I'm telling you, Taylor is kicking ass at Virginia State, man, kicking ass. Like, I don't know how many of y'all went to the Honda this year, but after the cameras cut off and they was in the stadium going for it. No, it was just at some point it was just Morgan and V State just playing. And I was a proud alum, man. I was like, because you ain't gonna never see this again. It's been 40 years since you had Morgan in the South. We ain't been in the South since we went to Southern in '83. I think that was the last time we came this far south.
I've never seen Morgan in person, not once.
I've never seen him in person either.
We never seen Morgan in person.
No, she's not lying. We're not lying. I'm from Baltimore. Not lying. I'm from Baltimore, and I never saw Morgan's band until I set foot
on campus
for band camp. Now, that could be twofold. Morgan doesn't know a whole lot in the community, and my band director didn't take us over there. We used to do Morgan Homecoming Parade every year, but because they were the first band, we never saw them. But my high school band director never stayed for the game. So I never saw Morgan's band until I joined. So that was my one thing.
I promised I was going to mind our own business thing that kills us. Like Mark, so I got to kind of, because I lost that question. No, for real. We don't, it's not that we look down on y'all. I don't want y'all to think that at all. We really don't think about y'all. And it's a difference. There's one, because to look down on somebody, you have to be thinking about them. The mindset up
that was the most elitist statement I ever heard in my whole life. But go ahead.
I'm messing with you. You got it. Okay, here the context. We don't check for each other on any level of anything. Like, it is not even elitist. It's a mind your own damn business. Because we're a little less friendly up here. We're a lot less social. I'm gonna tell you that. Like, my family's from the Carolinas. We're from Snow Hill, North Carolina. And when I came to Baltimore, it was only 40 miles from Akakeek. Let me tell you how I said hi to somebody. They just looked at me like it was an elder. I got up off my seat on the bus, and this old lady cussed me out. I was like, where this come from? When we say people don't talk to each other up here, they don't talk to each other. Family gatherings don't happen the same way up here. Even if you have a family from the South, that's the only remnants we have if you have family from the South. So it's not even like we look at y'all like y'all less than us. We look at us like we're less than us within us.
It's like a cultural thing. It's like y'all just don't fool with us. It's a culture
thing. Like if you come up here, I don't want you to be offended if nobody says anything to you. You can come in Morgan State band room and nobody gonna say nothing to you. And it's not even because they don't like you. We just not social beings up here.
Down here, that's fighting words.
It trickles into band in a bad way, because in order for band to grow, in order for band to travel, in order for band directors to kind of promote band, you have to be social. But when I tell you, we are about, it's like a bunch of hermits. Like literally, you can walk around and nobody's ever gonna be. The only thing that would stick out is someone say, "Oh, he has an accent. Where is he from?" But other than that, and it's not because they think, I'm telling you, that's like a bad rap we get up here. Like, y'all elitists, y'all don't like nobody. I was like, we don't really like each other. Like, Baloo, look at that.
It's true. It's true. Like,
we just don't like anything.
Prime example is like the whole DMV thing, right? If you're from Baltimore, you're like, we're not in the DMV. Don't
They're not the DMV, y'all.
And then don't let somebody who's not from the area lump do the same thing. They lump Baltimore in, and then all of a sudden the people in the DMV like, they not with us. It's only areas that touch the metro. Like, so
it's in Baltimore County. We will never claim Baltimore City.
Yeah, we don't claim Baltimore County. We don't.
See, but that's
you told me about that. You told me about that.
If we like that to each other, imagine how we think of the South. Not at all.
But I could do that. But as to the question of do I like what a culture is right now? Hey, if do I like what a culture is right now, where it is? I do like what a culture is. I like what we're doing. I like the exposure that we're having. One thing I like overall, even the song selection, I like everything about it. One thing I don't like is the lies. Just being real. Everything don't sound good. I don't like everybody being. Like, I mean, we kind of got to get up off of that in order to grow the culture, because if we don't start addressing some of these things about sound, technique, and playing, execution. If we don't start addressing these things, then our culture ain't gonna last too long. You know, even back in the day, what our culture is built on, they were all about execution, and how, you know, you think about the great bands of old, they were always about execution, and we overlook that. We more like tribes or fan bases, like he said, like the Cowboys. It's more like that nowadays. And if we don't do that, we gonna tear each other apart. We got to work together with each other. I don't like that about our culture, because our culture, you know, I'm on my island, and I don't, you know, my problems are not with the band and the songs and none of that. It's not with the band directors getting the clout. It's with how we treat one another and how we execute these things. So I think if we clean up our own house, then ain't nobody else gonna have to clean up our house. And it's a sound a lot. It's a hurt. It hurts a lot more whenever we have outsiders. So, well, y'all don't sound good, or y'all not playing with the characteristic sound. And my research is, I don't believe there is a characteristic sound. That's another topic for another day. But if in our style we got 10 different ways of B flat supposed to be a B flat, and if your B flat sharp or flat, it's flat, it's sharp. You know what I'm saying? We got different kind of balance. Some people like top heavy sound. A jazz band, which swag bands are based on, have that bright sound. But okay, are you in tune with each other? Or is one section overblowing the other section? is your band just known for one section? That's we got to address those things, and if we don't do it, it's not. I don't think it's sustainable in the way it is. We're doing some great stuff, but we kind of got to clean house a little bit.
I agree with that. Like, we won't grow. We won't grow when we don't know more. Like, we don't try. To me, this is what gets me in trouble on the internet the most, is the minute I try to say, well, why can't we? Man, people come at me like I'm a dude sometimes. I was like, hold up, cuz like I'm married. Like, y'all lucky I got a very nice, quiet husband, but he's not that quiet and that nice. Like, because we can't see a different perspective. I think that's what bothers me. Like, we can't see any way but our own way. And to me, it's one of my favorite shows. They were talking about like religion. They was like, well, what if we all die and find out that each religion got a little bit of it right? Like, what if we die today and find out that like they had this aspect right, Confucianism had this right? Like, you can learn something from anything. And I really don't like glorified ignorance.
If you're humble enough to listen, you can learn something from anything.
Thank you. And that ego trip, I always say it's a giant phallus swinging contest, and I don't have one. So I can't swing it. I ain't got one. That was I had to find the politically correct way to say what I had to say, because I don't want to offend Dr. Malcolm X Martin II. And I don't want to offend Jesus.
Say it right.
And I don't want to offend my father, my band father over there, by saying something really off the cuff. But that's all it is now. So much so that there's a difference between love and lust. And people think they in love with the craft, but really they in lust with the craft. And we know the difference.
I like that.
Well, you can write it down, say that on this day, Slim Shady Krystal Williams said. But that's the case. We don't really love it, because if you love it, you'll learn from it and you'll grow with it, whatever that means for you. But if you just trying to hit it, eventually that get old.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Uh-oh. See, it's nighttime. It's time to go. But I just wanted to say thank you, brothers. Thank y'all for everybody that came on the show tonight. Y'all know Berger's been riding with me with the off the cuff from the start. It was like, oh, Berger called me one day, was like, you need to do this show because the Negroes are only gonna listen to you. I was like, what? You give me that much credit? He's like, no, Krystal, do this show because they will listen to you. I was like, nah,
yes.
Yeah,
people do listen to you. Like I said, I had to meet you, because I hear you on the internet and everything, so I had to meet you in person. So it wasn't I drove an hour to go get her to come to the house.
He did. He's a real brother. I had to meet her. And my wife, she enjoyed you as well. We got to have more of that camaraderie outside of our organizations too. Because if you're not Psy, if you're not a symphonian, if you're not this, then I don't fool with you. A lot of times you got to have respect. Berger called me all the time, and Berger, if I understand correctly, never was in the college band, right? Nope. But I respect a lot of things that he tell me, and I take them to heart, and I think about them. He tell me the same thing. You need to do this. You need to do that. I'm not ready to do this. These things that he want me to do. I'm not ready to speak out at certain things. But at the same time, we got to listen to each other, and we can't, I say it like this: a crackhead can tell me not to smoke crack. I promise you, and I will listen. Like, I will listen all day, because they ain't got the experience in smoking crack. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we act like we can't learn from everybody, and we can learn from everybody. And that's the only part of our culture. Have the ego. If you ask anybody in the world, they're gonna tell you this is how I feel. I am the best band director who ever lived or who ever gonna live. For real. I will tell you, I'm on record. Everybody, I'm better than all you. You hear me? But it's because I listen to all you. That's why. It's because y'all enrich me so much. It's not because I just came up with this stuff by myself. I steal.
or creatively borrow, as my friend would say. I do all that. Because
the thing is that I respect about y'all, and like it's not too many people that tell the truth no more. So like we are literally rare, man. People that are honest with our receptions of bands, and we're not just talking based off friendships. We rare because everybody that's giving opinions now on band is literally trying not to say anything to offend nobody. And I can't be that guy because somebody got to tell the truth. Because how do guys get better if we all lying to them all the time?
But here's one for real growth. Since you said if you don't have an ego, right, Mark? If you can give me your perspective and it changes mine, that doesn't make me less of a person. That doesn't make me less of a person. That doesn't mean that, oh, she wishy-washy, because I've been called that. I was like, nah, I'm a grower. I'm a forever student. And being a forever student means that you can be teachable. And some of these ninjas just can't be taught because they think all they know is what they know. And what you know ain't what they know. And it don't matter because they don't know it.
You educated me on so much stuff sitting on that couch. You know what I'm saying? Now that's one of the reasons why I'm a member of the Women's Band Directors International. I mean, because I had to learn and understand that certain stuff is harder on that side. I didn't know nothing about the North. You know how I felt about the North before.
Yeah, I know. We would go toe to toe. And you gave me a perspective on, especially Texas, the fact that y'all have UIL. I think that's one of the reasons why band in general is strong in Texas, because y'all critique everything y'all do. And it's not
no problem either. It's not no problem because we used to being critiqued. We used to somebody telling us that didn't sound good or that sounded good. We used to that. So we can take that more easily than other people that don't have those things to participate in.
That's real. See, this is what it's supposed to be about right here. We can sit from 4 different regions, have an intellectual conversation, agree to disagree, and not be on the internet acting a fool mess. That's how it's supposed to be, right? Supposed to be. Can be if you don't have an ego. But that should be another show. Thank you for that, Mark C. Gonna make that show. All right. Listen, it's been great. We got some people watching. It was like at some point a bunch of people watching. There's still some people watching. Man, hit that like on Al Gore's internet. Hit the like, because these Al Gore rhythms aren't going to like themselves. Hit them so we can continue to do this and we can keep, being truthful in this thing, in this craft from different perspectives. I love y'all, brothers, except Baloo. You already know why. I can't say what I want to say to you on live public TV because people.
Corn.
I ain't gonna say that. Let's just say that this man defiled my bathroom when I was in college because he went to Chipotle for the first time. What kind of brother? What kind of brother?
And on the way out, I do want to say I appreciate that thumbnail because all those bands in that's how they look to me because I'm from Texas Southern and they not. Just ugly zombies. It's crazy.
Well, what year were you at Texas Southern?
The only years, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I was there from 06 to 2010. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Morgan used to play Texas Southern all the time, man. We used to beg our band director to take us down there. It was funny because we legit just had this whole conversation in the group chat about how we should have went 04. That was our year.
Oh man, we should have went in 04. We were a bunch of ninjas in band. That's what was wrong with us. We were a bunch of ninjas. Everybody was a ninja. Everybody in that band were ninjas.
I'm coming up to North one of these days.
That's the best bands. That's the best band.
That 04?
You got a band full of see, they don't have that no more.
We were a bunch of ninjas.
Man,
we weren't friendly. What I miss. We weren't soft. We cuss each other out.
It's my mission. Matter of fact, I'm going up there to help the high school band day.
What time that start tomorrow?
Registration starts at 7.
Which one of y'all gonna fly me out there, man? I'm trying to.
I'm telling y'all, I want to come out
trying to get
there, man.
flued out.
Listen,
y'all gotta fly me out there. I really want to come out there and just.
See, this is that narrative where y'all think we got money. Damn it, talking about fly y'all out. Listen,
I ride Spirit. I ride
y'all
Spirit.
Expensive dates. Y'all coming from halfway across the country.
I ride Spirit. I ain't doing no tripping.
Listen, I can't let you ride Spirit before you become one. I can't do that in good faith either.
That's
brother.
what they said. Spirit flight so cheap. You fly the planes where you going. I won't do that. Trying to get on.
This is why I don't like flying now. I would never get on a Spirit plane. I never. It don't sit right with my
plane. I'm like, Lord.
Yeah,
real. Mark, stop fronting and come up here. Stop fronting.
My wife say one day she gonna get me out there. We gonna go out there because I have never seen my nephew. Not
Listen,
once.
we'll take you around the town. We'll get you all the fixings like you did me. Burger, you're gonna find out.
I want some of those lobster. Y'all got the lobsters up
there's
there.
no seafood better than here.
That's Maine. That's Maine.
That's cap.
No.
That's cap.
Crabs.
I told her that. I told her, Burger.
No, Burger.
That is cap.
No,
I told her.
Burger. No.
You ain't never had no fresh Gulf seafood, Louisiana Gulf Coast
we
seafood.
We are the Chesapeake.
Listen,
man.
The whole state is
I've had
of the Chesapeake.
I'm just used to steamed crabs, man. The meat just
they be boiling them.
Man, y'all be steaming
flavor out of them.
Y'all steaming, they ain't got no season on them, man. You got
no season, just crab. No,
what is that? You don't know what you're doing if you.
They season their seafood with holy water. Get up out of here with this, man.
Man, look. Man. All they know is Old Bay. That's all they know.
That's all they know. Mad.
The crazy part is the crab houses don't use Old Bay. That's just a thing. They use JL. All the crab houses
they do use JL.
I went to a seafood restaurant in Vegas with my wife, man.
Oh no.
Everything was Old Bay. I was so mad. I'm like, then they advertising.
We really got Old Bay beer though.
No.
We literally put Old Bay on everything. Have you ever had Old Bay on French fries though?
I ain't never had Old Bay.
Period.
Period.
Look at this. This is
y'all don't have no Tony Satrons?
This is black.
Yeah, we got Tony's. We got Tony's.
Yes, we do.
So slap your mama, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got slap your mamas. I got slap your mama. I got all that downstairs.
So why are y'all still using Old Bay?
Because it got a different kick to it, man.
Oh my God.
Got the right type of spice.
This is the disrespect y'all showing with this seafood putting Old Bay on. It hurts my heart.
I'll change your life. We going to gym.
Y'all water not brown enough to have good seafood.
A real crab.
Yes, their water too clean. They got
it ain't brown enough.
Dirty water.
That's what
I don't even have to purge my crawfish.
Dirty water.
I don't even have to purge my crawfish up there. I bet. Man, you gotta purge that crawfish down here. It's so dirty.
I do have to come down there and get some crawfish though. That's the only thing I haven't had.
Yeah. All right, y'all. It's been real. Love you, brothers. Keep the truth alive. Keep being you, and bring y'all asses to the DMV. That's all I'm gonna say. We'll show you a good time.
Listen, I'm going to Tampa, Florida in May. I gotta make my way up to y'all in the fall. It's just too damn cold.
If you come in August, it's gonna be 105 degrees.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell y'all, our seasons are the same. They just happen different. They just happen different. Come up here in August. Your booty cheeks gonna sweat.
And leave the Old Bay. Leave the Old Bay. Or the Old Bay on French fries. The Old Bay on French fries made my stomach hurt thinking about it, but leave the Old Bay alone.
We forgive you. We forgive you for this blasphemy. Man, Jesus. We forgive Jesus for today. Good night, y'all.
All
Peace
right.
out, mama.